Hello and welcome back to the Common Colt Podcast. A Colts podcast with real takes and no clickbait. I'm Josh Hudgens, joined by Dan Hertzler. What's up, Dan?
Not too much. We got some fun topics here in the NFL. Every year, you got these guys that just come out of nowhere, like nobody saw them coming, or they were undrafted rookies. In fact, a third of the entire NFL is made up of undrafted players, which is wild to think about. And every year we look and we find some of these gems. We're going to start early on this. I know it's not training camp yet, but we got some maybe unhidden gems that we're going to be talking about that might make a big difference on the Colts. Josh, you got one we want to mention tonight.
Yeah, Alabama guard Emil Ekiyor, projected, and he even said it, he was projected to be fourth, maybe fifth round draft pick. Obviously played SEC football, played Alabama. He had a knee surgery in 2021, and that caused him to drop out of the draft, actually. Now, there's a lot of hype kind of surrounding this guy by Colts fans coming into training camp saying he could compete for, some fans are taking it to the starting position on the right guard. I'd want to kind of maybe temper some expectations on that, but hey, what do you think about this?
Well, yeah, that's the fun part about this. I mean, you talk about hype. I mean, are we really going to get hyped over a right guard? But yeah, it will, because this is a huge area of need for the Colts that they really didn't address as far as we can tell. Now, we kind of toyed with the idea of the kid they got out of BYU, whether they can move him to guard or not. I still think he's going to be a tackle down the road. But this guy, Emil, can be potentially a guy. I'm not going to say he's going to start because, we don't want to throw out kind of wild ideas, but you can see a pathway. You can see an avenue. And for a team that wants to, I assume, get back to a strong running game, wants to be very athletic with their offensive line. They want their guys to get out onto those quick bubble screens. If they do any kind of jet sweeps or any kind of different read options with a more mobile quarterback, you're going to do some rollouts. You want a more athletic group, and Emil kind of fits that category and fits that group. And I'm excited to see what this guy can do. Like you said, undrafted, but maybe he's got a chip on his shoulder. So let's see what this kid can do.
Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, played at Alabama, 3-year starter at Alabama. He's short and maybe not as strong as what people would like from an offensive lineman in the NFL or guard. That's why he wasn't a higher pick. From what I understand, his fundamentals, his technique is solid. Now, when you think about an undersized offensive lineman in the NFL, it gets you a little nervous, but there are success stories. Obviously, Jeff Saturday was an undrafted guy. He was guard, moved to center, played on the Colts for many years. Very successful, not as a head coach, but as a guard or a center. So I'm not saying this guy's going to be Jeff Saturday, but there are stories like this where players come in. And the interesting thing is about undrafted free agents, some say it's a better situation for them to be undrafted than 7th round draft pick because they can kind of pick their situation. He knew first of all, this guy was a Colts fan growing up. He said he watched Peyton Manning and Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison back in the glory days. And then now he's playing on this team and he knows, hey, this right guard spot, this kind of an opening for me. Not only could I make this team, but I could maybe compete for a starting job. So that was a really, maybe a good decision for him and for the Colts to pick him up. It's kind of a win-win, and it's really low risk. It's just a low risk. I mean, if he doesn't make the roster, who cares?
Yeah, and that's the fun with this. Again, everyone loves a little bit of that underdog story, that guy that came from nowhere, and as fans, we should get behind these guys. We should cheer them on. Is it going to be Jeff Saturday? No. I mean, no one's gonna go that route. I don't think. I think those are the rare exceptions, but. Can he be a quality member of this team? Can he make the 53? Can he potentially be a player that helps the Colts? Yeah, he could be. And this is the spot that gets us excited about. And again, we're going to find a bunch of these guys. And to me, this is what makes being a fan. I mean, it's all parts of the wins and the losses and, the emotional roller coasters. But when you can get attached to some of these guys, when you can feel like, hey, that's a guy that I started cheering for all the way back, once they signed him right after the draft. I've been on this guy ever since. It's kind of the way we are with Josh Downs here on the Common Colt Podcast. We're like, hey, we saw him and we're excited and we're always going to be a fan of him. We need to find some of these guys and hopefully, you start reading up on, you get a little bit more Emil and get to know him and just kind of watch his progress. I'd love to know If there's any other of the undrafted, guys out there, rookies that Colts fans are excited about, maybe there's some guys that we're missing. Put it in the comments. We'd love to hear that. We'd love to see that. These are the guys that they need us common guys to cheer them on and to be their fans. And I'm all for these kind of guys. I'm excited to see what this guy can do.
Yeah, me too. And like you said, Ballard didn't really address the offensive line this offseason. We had a lot of holes though. Quarterback, receiver, cornerback. I mean, the list, were our big three needs. So it's hard to, when you have a ship and you got a hole in a few different spots, you're trying to stop the water from coming in. It's tough to patch every hole in one off season. So for the Colts, if somehow, you're putting your eggs in a basket here that is, not great. He's a non-drafted guy for a reason. But if this is a hit and he can at least be a decent starter down the road, even if it's not right away, what a hit by Ballard. What a hit by Ballard. So we'll see. It'll just be interesting to watch this guy play out along with this rookie class. I'm really more excited for this rookie class than I have been for a very long time. So
and something like this, that can take an off season, which we've kind of graded maybe B+, A-, maybe even an A. I could even go all the way up to an A. I think it's been a really good off season for the Colts. You hit on a few of these undrafted guys, it all of a sudden goes up from an A to an A+, or A- to an A+. It moves up, and so these guys are fun to watch. And again, I just let's get behind these guys. Let's support these guys. Let's see if we find that kind of diamond in the rough, and start this new generation, this new wave, this new era of Colts football, and let's get this going.
Yeah, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. We appreciate you watching our show. Obviously, if you could subscribe, it would mean so much to us. Again, thanks for watching the Common Colt Podcast, and have a great day.